Daniel Dubois, he challenged Usyk in the ring after the fight.
These guys are begging now for the payday because they know who the king is.
That's right.
And these guys need him. He doesn't need them.
No.
Oleksandr Usyk can choose to fight whoever he wants. He is now the draw in the heavyweight division. He is the big name.
I think Daniel Dubois, he's on a roll. He's coming off of a massive win against AJ. Usyk's also on a massive roll. So I think that fight's going to come down to mindset.
Yeah, I do. I fancy him big time. I wouldn't let him go forward in the fight if I didn't fancy him, and I think he will knock him out.
So you've got this narrative now that Dubois is a different guy, so this rematch will be different. Also, you have the fact that Usyk, in the ring after his win over Tyson Fury, Dubois came into the ring, challenged him, and Usyk said, Your Excellency, Turkey, make the fight with Dubois.
The heavyweight division is heating up again as the boxing world gears up for the highly awaited rematch between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois. After their first thrilling encounter, fans and experts alike are buzzing with predictions and analyses about what the second fight could bring. This showdown carries significant implications not just for the fighters' legacies, but for the heavyweight landscape as a whole.
On Daniel Dubois against Oleksandr Usyk, realistically, has he got any chance? We've got 30 seconds.
Of course he has. Look, it's a tough ask, of course. The thing with Usyk is he doesn't depend on his power to knock you out. He depends on his skill. That's why it's a tough ask, because he's going to box rings around you if you let him. Dubois, good luck. Don Charles, good luck. Great British boxing, good luck. We potentially might have a heavyweight championship back on our soil.
Oleksandr Usyk, the former undisputed cruiserweight champion, moved up to heavyweight with a goal to prove his dominance among the giants of boxing. Known for his slick footwork, extraordinary stamina, and cerebral ring IQ, Usyk has stunned many heavyweight purists who doubted whether his skills would translate effectively to the heavyweight division. Since moving up, Usyk captured the WBO, WBA, IBF, and IBO heavyweight titles by defeating Anthony Joshua in September 2021 in a masterclass performance that showcased his speed, angles, and conditioning. In his first fight with Daniel Dubois in July 2023, Usyk again demonstrated his dominance by controlling most rounds with his tactical brilliance, eventually winning by unanimous decision.
I think it's a perfect timing. They're both on top, on top with great wins. Usyk obviously pound for pound the best fighter in the world. I think it's a great challenge. The first one was a little controversial. There was a little bit of controversy with the body shot and stuff like that we all disputed, and everybody has a different opinion. I think it's going to be a very competitive fight. I think Dubois is in a great moment right now. I think Dubois is a big guy. He's gonna go out there and put pressure and try to dominate with his physical strength. And Usyk, obviously great boxer, great counter puncher, very great speed and technique, but he does get affected when we see pressure on him, when we see body shots on him. So I think Dubois is going to put on a great fight.
Daniel Dubois, a British heavyweight with devastating knockout power, represents the new generation of heavyweight contenders. Dubois quickly rose through the ranks, earning a reputation as a hard-hitting puncher with the potential to become a future world champion. His aggressive style and physical strength made him a dangerous opponent for anyone in the division. In the first fight against Usyk, Dubois showed promise but struggled to impose his power and reach Usyk effectively, largely due to Usyk's elusive movement and superior boxing skills. That loss was a setback, but Dubois has since been training hard, improving his conditioning and tactics in preparation for this rematch.
Daniel, so if you see Fury winning, how does he win in your opinion?
We'll see. Let it play out now. It's too close to the fight to even be going over that. I want to see the best man win now.
How do you see the fight playing out in your opinion, with your mind, your expertise?
I think it's going to be a war. I think, with Fury and Usyk, good styles, good clash of styles. So let's see. May the best man win.
Do you want Usyk to win to get your rematch?
I do, yeah. I've said it before. I'm here to challenge the winner.
And how does it look like with you and Fury?
Me and Fury?
Yeah.
Devastation. Great fight. Great fight.
How you feeling with this Parker fight?
Huh?
How you feeling about your Parker fight coming up?
Great. Ready to go.
All right. Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah.
We're doing a simple one. You only have to answer yes or no, okay? First things first, is this the fight card of the century?
Yes.
Should Dubois Parker have been the main event?
Yes. Mixed feeling, but yes.
Are you the best heavyweight in the world?
Yes.
Will you have a rematch against Usyk?
After this, yes.
Saturday night, are you going to hold on to your belt?
Yes.
Okay.
Going home on a plane with him.
He's swelling after, just starting to close a bit.
I'm going to put him to sleep properly this time. I want to nail him to the canvas.
So categorically, Oleksandr Usyk, who's a great fighter, cannot take this version of Daniel Dubois' speed and power.
No way. No way. This time it's going to be proper war. Give you guys a bloodbath and, you know, just tear him up, you know, put him to sleep.
Do you think this is the end of his career?
It will be. I'll make sure it is. I want to see England stop for that day and, you know, lifting the crown and lifting all the belts up. I want to see the whole world stop. This will be the biggest fight in the world and I want all eyes on it. So, yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be historic and powerful and massive.
Boxing pros are also looking forward to the rematch. Chris Algieri, former world champion and respected boxing analyst, believes the Usyk versus Dubois II rematch will be highly entertaining. He highlights Dubois' significant improvements since their first fight, especially in skill and mental toughness, making him a more dangerous challenger. Algieri also points to the intriguing clash of styles, Usyk's technical brilliance versus Dubois' raw power and aggression, which promises an exciting and dynamic fight. With both fighters eager to prove themselves, Algieri expects a thrilling contest full of action and strategy that will captivate boxing fans worldwide. This rematch at Wembley is shaping up to be a must-watch event.
But the narrative is much better for the Dubois rematch. You've got the fact that they fought, and then since then Dubois has been on a tear, beating guys that he was the underdog against, Ergovich, and then Anthony Joshua, of course. You know, the guy has like really revamped his entire career, turned it around, gone from a guy that people saw as a quitter to being potentially the most dangerous man in the world. So you've got this narrative now that Dubois is a different guy. So this rematch will be different. Also, you have the fact that Usyk in the ring after his win over Tyson Fury, Dubois came into the ring, challenged him, and Usyk said, Your Excellency, Turkey, make the fight with Dubois. He's a man of his word. That guy says something, there's a good chance it's going to happen. So I believe the narrative is there, you know, for this fight, obviously, and this is one of the reasons why it's being made.
Tony Bellew, the former WBC cruiserweight champion, has been vocal in his assessment of the rematch between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois. Having faced Usyk in 2018, Bellew brings a unique perspective to the discussion. Bellew has consistently praised Usyk's exceptional skills, referring to him as the best heavyweight in the world and probably the best heavyweight of our era. He emphasizes Usyk's technical prowess, footwork, and ring intelligence as key factors that make him a formidable champion.
I take my hat off to Anthony Joshua, I take my hat off to Tyson Fury because they had the cojones to face him, as did Daniel Dubois. But let's not get away from anything. Daniel Dubois fought him once, and we've seen how that fight went.
Yeah.
Everyone goes on about a shot. Let's just be brutally honest, it hit the protector. Why is it called the protector? Because it protects you from certain shots. Was it like, did anyone look at the belt line of Tyson Fury before the fight?
It was high, wasn't it? Yeah, it was, really high.
I was going to ask what's the neck on them shorts.
Yeah,
but
sure.
It was nuts. But no one said anything.
No.
But then ultimately when Oleksandr Usyk fights Daniel Dubois, and his shorts are on his navel, and you can clearly see his belly button at times in the fight. No one said, all of a sudden his shorts are high. So it's whatever suits people's narrative and agendas at the time. For people who are Fury fans, they want to say Usyk's done this or he's robbed that. For people who are Dubois fans, just look at the cold, hard.
Carl Froch, the former super middleweight champion, has made a bold prediction ahead of the highly awaited rematch between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois on July 19th at Wembley Stadium. While acknowledging Usyk's superior skills, Froch suggests that Dubois has the potential to cause an upset. Froch points to Usyk's age and the natural wear and tear from his extensive amateur and professional career as factors that could impact his performance. In contrast, Dubois is younger, more confident, and has shown significant improvement since their first encounter. Froch notes Dubois' impressive victories over Jarrell Miller, Filip Hrgovic, and a notable stoppage of Anthony Joshua, highlighting his growth as a fighter.
Can he shock the world in a word? Yes, he can, because Usyk's 30 is he 38? I was a month away from my 37th birthday when I chinned Groves at Wembley in front of 80,000 fans and went on to become an International Boxing Hall of Famer. You know, that was 11 years ago. It was hard for me and I did the weight easy, really. Dubois was young and fresh, and the first fight was quite close when Dubois was unsure of himself. You've got to say that Dubois now is a different machine. You've got to make Usyk the favourite, but it's a fight that Daniel Dubois can definitely win.
Daniel Dubois jumped in the ring and said, let's get this fight on. I think he was told by Bricktop to do that. Jump in there, make a bit of noise. So Daniel Dubois got in there. I didn't like it because Usyk was tired. He wanted to do his interview and then he's got Daniel Dubois jumping on. But I understand, he's selling the game, aren't you? Trying to get the next fight. But I didn't like the way he did that. And Usyk's just put in a real shift. He was tired. He was marked up. And he's now having to say, and he actually called it, didn't he? He said, Turki Al Sheikh, let's make the fight happen, let's do it. He didn't back down, he said, let's make the fight happen.
British heavyweight boxer Dave Allen has also predicted that Dubois will defeat Usyk. Despite being knocked out by Usyk in sparring, Allen believes Dubois has the tools to secure a victory. He attributes this to Usyk's advancing age, nearing 40, and his physique, which Allen feels is more suited to cruiserweight than heavyweight. Allen also notes that Dubois has shown significant improvement in recent fights. Allen emphasizes that timing is crucial, and he believes this is the right moment for Dubois to claim the heavyweight title.
And who are you calling for?
You know what? I've been calling for Dubois to win. I think Dubois...
is that because you think he can win, or is it because you want him to win?
I think, no, you know, Oleksandr Usyk and I got on really well. He gave me his jacket once. Yeah, he gave me a coat. It was nice. It was nice of me.
You might ask for that back.
No, I gave it to my dad. My dad won't give me it back. I think he's going to sell it soon. I just think it's about timing, really. Oleksandr Usyk, nearing 40. He's not physically... He's not a heavyweight. I don't think he's a heavyweight at all. I think he's still...
Despite beating legitimate heavyweights like Tyson Fury,
yeah,
who are real
I don't think he's a heavy... I really don't. I think he could do cruiserweight still now. I just think it's the timing. Daniel Dubois is getting better and better all the time. And I just think this is the right time for Daniel Dubois to beat Usyk.
Simon Jordan, the former Crystal Palace chairman and talk show host, has expressed a strong belief that Dubois can defeat Usyk in their rematch. Jordan cites Dubois' youth, power, and recent improvements as key factors that could lead to an upset victory over the seasoned Ukrainian champion. Jordan acknowledges Usyk's exceptional skills and accomplishments, but suggests that age and the wear and tear from his extensive career might make him more vulnerable. He emphasizes that Dubois' raw power and determination could be the decisive elements in the fight.
I said it to Oleksandr Usyk, and there's no favoritism here. I think it's Daniel Dubois' time. I think he's a ferocious
I have to agree with
beast. Yeah, absolutely. and I think he deserves all the plaudits. I think what walked into Wembley Stadium was an absolute gladiator, and I'm thrilled for him that he's coming out of himself, growing as a man, becoming more worldly and able to communicate with the media, and I think it's going to be a fabulous fight. Do
you believe that he can get it done inside the distance?
I think he has to get it done inside the distance.
Yeah. You don't think he can win on points?
I think it's unlikely.
Yeah.
I think it's unlikely. But whatever, July 19th, brilliant fight.
Teddy Atlas, a seasoned boxing trainer and analyst, has offered a nuanced perspective on the soon-happening heavyweight rematch between Oleksandr Usyk and Daniel Dubois. Atlas acknowledges Usyk's exceptional boxing IQ and adaptability, noting that while Usyk may not possess overwhelming power or speed, he excels in finding ways to win. However, Atlas also recognizes the significant threat posed by Dubois, particularly his raw power and newfound mental fortitude.
Usyk, the man he is, what he's done really for his country, to really fight during the pressure of his country being torn apart and invaded by another country, by Russia, and to fight during those times and that going on in his country with his people, and to, like I said, just destroying what he loves. Ukraine. And I also have a lot of respect for Dubois, for the man he is and what he's become. That he fell apart in 2 fights. Yeah, different things happen, I get it, but physical things happen in the fight with Joyce and then in the fight with...
In their first encounter, Usyk secured a 9th-round stoppage after a controversial low blow in the 5th round. Despite the contentious nature of that bout, Atlas believes that Dubois has since undergone a mental transformation, becoming more disciplined and confident in his abilities. He emphasizes that this psychological shift is crucial, as mental resilience often determines success in high-stakes matches.
Usyk where Usyk, some people think that it should have been a punch to the body, it shouldn't have been a breakage and a stoppage, and that it changed the fight. The bottom line was, at the end of the day, in both choices, it's about overcoming. Boxing and fighting is about overcoming. Yeah, it's look up the definition in Webster's of boxing, fighting. I don't know what you're going to find exactly. Marcus of Queensberry rules, putting gloves on, pugilism. For me, the definition of fighting is overcoming. That's it. Overcoming. To be a champion, somewhere along the line, you got to find a way to overcome. And Dubois found that. Yeah, he gave in. I thought he gave in. He broke down. Mentally, emotionally, whatever you want to call it. Physically.
All we want is a fair shake, and we didn't get it. What is going to happen is what we said, and I'm very confident that once all the evidence is reviewed and so forth, they will either declare it a no contest or order an immediate rematch.
Would you put the rematch in London?
If we win the purse bid, absolutely. I'm going to put it on in my garden. So.
The August 2023 bout between Usyk and Dubois was marred by a controversial incident in the 5th round. Dubois landed a body shot that sent Usyk to the canvas, which referee Luis Pabon ruled a low blow. Usyk was granted nearly 4 minutes to recover, a decision that sparked immediate debate. Dubois and his promoter, Frank Warren, maintained that the punch was legal, arguing it struck the waistband area and should not have been penalized. Warren contended that the referee's decision was incorrect, suggesting that had the fight occurred in England, the outcome might have been different.
Was it a low blow? The answer to that is yes, it was a low blow. Under the Queensberry rules, if a punch lands on the belt or the box area, then it's considered a foul, an unintentional foul. If it's below the navel, then it's a low blow. It doesn't have to be directly in the gonads for it to be a low blow. It doesn't have to be direct full force impact straight in between the legs. Oh, and the punch landed on the belt line. And if you look at Usyk's belt line, you can see his belly button just sort of steering out the top of his belt line. You land a shot on here, this is a good shot, it's a body shot. The referee didn't do that. Bottom part of the glove was on the actual shorts on his scrotum area, really quite low, too low really. So it was a legitimate low blow. Had Usyk been told that's not a low blow and the referee would have started counting, you're not telling me Usyk would have stayed down. He would have got up, took his count and carried on.
Today.
Can I ask you about the first time that you boxed Daniel Dubois? So he has said Oleksandr Usyk knows that that was not a low blow.
What do you mean?
He says that it was a good body shot.
Yeah, I know. Listen, it was in the past. Now I have new fight. I live now. It's a present. I don't know what's going on in the future. I don't know. It's not only Jesus. For me, it doesn't matter what was in the past because it's in the past. Bye bye. Thank you so much. You was great.
In the aftermath of their August 2023 bout, Oleksandr Usyk vividly described the pain he experienced from Daniel Dubois' 5th-round body shot, which was ruled a low blow by the referee. Usyk likened the sensation to something burning inside, emphasizing the intense discomfort caused by the punch. He further explained that while body shots to the liver or stomach are bearable, a blow slightly lower can be excruciating. Despite the pain, Usyk acknowledged the necessity of enduring such moments in boxing, stating, "You just need to go through it and go further." The controversy surrounding the low blow has been a focal point leading up to their rematch scheduled for July 19th, 2025 at Wembley Stadium.
Every time. I don't know who you talk to, punch like both and Usyk. Listen, you boxer, you're not fighter MMA. You boxer, Daniel, world champion. Hey, guy.
Come on.
Smile.
Come on.
And the point is, that groin protector, the groin protector, if you push that and hit that, it all moves. So you don't have to punch right on it to pressure it.
Yeah, bro, now it's like a story.
Yeah.
It was in the past.
Yeah.
We have now new fight, we have today, present, now. Future, I don't know. In the past.
Usyk has expressed a strong desire to face either Tyson Fury or Anthony Joshua, following his rematch with Daniel Dubois. Despite being contractually obligated to defend his titles against mandatory challenger Joseph Parker, Usyk has made it clear that his preference lies in high-profile bouts against the two British heavyweights. In a recent interview, Usyk stated, "For my last fight, I have two options, Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury." When asked which opponent he would prefer, he replied, Tyson Fury. This indicates Usyk's interest in a potential trilogy with Fury, having previously defeated him twice in 2024. Usyk's preference for a fight with Fury over Joshua is notable, especially considering that Joshua is currently preparing for a potential two-fight deal under discussion with Saudi Arabia's Riyadh season.
You know, this work, everything okay? Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah, first fight with Daniel Dubois, who win? Oleksandr. Yeah, enough. Blow, dirty and clean. For me, listen, bro, 3 years.
You say you have two more. Do you know who you want it to be after Daniel Dubois?
Maybe it's Tyson Fury, maybe it's Anthony Joshua.
Tyson Fury, your friend who you call Greedy Belly.
Yeah.
He says he's retired, then he's not, then he's retired. Now he may be coming back?
Yes, I think it's not retired. Типа завязал retired. Yeah, it's not retired. I think Tyson continue training, continue boxing because it's a great man. Yes, Tyson Fury a lot of speak, blah 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 blah. But it's great man. Wow.
Who do you think will emerge victorious in this exciting bout? Share your thoughts below.